I think social media is super important during the adoption process because I think you can learn so much about all sides of the triad. Now, again, a lot of it may be anger and terrible stories, but if you can sift through that, there's a lot of things that we can learn and look at from a new perspective that maybe we didn't think about before. And there's also people have a lot of knowledge that we can learn from. So even if you just lurk for a while and read the search bar, if you know anything about Facebook, at least, I don't know that you can do it in Insta, but in Facebook, once you're inside of a group, there's that little search bar that you can search any term. So for instance, yesterday we were talking about financing your adoption and grants. So you could literally search adoption grants within that group, and any conversation that has used that term will pop up. And it's just a wealth of information. So I really highly suggest that you get on these groups and start to learn. If there's certain things that you're fearful of, maybe open adoption, search open adoption if you're not ready to ask a question of your own yet. Feel free to ask a question. One of the reasons that I have started a client community of my own for our families, and we have placed, I don't know, probably about 115 babies over the years. And so we have a lot of families, but it's still really small and it's really tight. So within our client community, it's really safe. Sometimes in those huge groups of 3,000, you'll get judged for the way you ask a question. So I just want to throw that out there. It could come back to you and feel really icky, but maybe not. I think they've gotten way better over the years. My community, in our client community, every Tuesday night, we have an education night. We go live. One of our consultants goes live inside of our group, and it's a way for us to engage in our community, answer any questions, kind of like what we're doing now, that people may have, although most of them are answered because they have as much one-on-one support as they need from their consultant. But we answer questions, and lately, for the past year, we've been trying to bring in more guest speakers. So last night, and it's also a very safe space because everybody inside of our client community has been through the exact same process. They're either in it or they've already adopted and can support others. So it's been an amazing support group, and it's a place, if you can find a smaller group where you feel totally safe and supported, that's always the best. But these big groups are a wealth of knowledge, so I really recommend it. And I also think, while we're just on this subject, and I'll talk to you about who our guest was last night, foreshadowing, it was an attorney. I think community is such a huge part of this process. And I know that a lot of people are very private people. And we've had clients who do not engage at all in the community. And we have clients who are extremely active inside of our community. And I have to tell you, it's the ones who are more active. Even if you aren't engaging as much, if you're showing up to continue to learn, your adoption journey is going to go so much smoother, and you're going to feel so much more supported. And I'm telling you, no matter how private of a person you are, you need to feel that. You need to feel that, because people in your outside community, your friends, your family, they don't get it. So to be around people who understand your struggles, who can celebrate the highs with you and support you during the lows and get you through that is so important. So yeah, I mean, I'm speaking to the choir here. You're all sitting here on social media right now connecting with me. But even if you can help me spread this message, I tell people all the time, if you don't have a social media account, create one for this journey. You don't have to friend anyone. Just lurk and learn. A lot of people also, I'm a little bit on a soapbox right now, but a lot of people also think that when they bring their baby home, that's the end of their journey. That's the end of a piece of your journey, but it's the beginning of another huge part of your journey. So please, please, please don't ever stop learning and educating yourself, because our children go through different phases and we need to know as their parents how to best support them. And same with their birth family, right? So most adoptions are open now. So how do we navigate that connection in that extended piece of our family and that relationship during different parts of the journey?